All right. So I put together some important links you should have, and I will send this via email. So this is a link of links, basically. But so we have the student handbook link, so it has a lot of the details there. But I wanted to walk you through some of the this link that is like more of the graduate college and their deadlines for these. So if you go to that page, you'll see that these are kind of like deadlines for the spring 2025. That's going to be your graduation time. And then for us, is it non-thesis? Of course, you can always choose to do a thesis, but even students of ours that have gone to do PhDs, they have done the non-thesis option, but that's also an option. I believe that everybody here is like choosing the non-thesis option. So I'm gonna go to that one. And so here, like by November 12th, that's like kind of like the deadline I was talking about. So it's the last day for the graduate school to receive your degree plan. And this is done in this system, which is called DPSS. And there's a link of like how to access the information there. Many of you I have done this. So basically you log in here as a student. If I go here, then I will show some information for you guys that I might be the advisor or co-advisor for. So I'm not basically like if I were going to go there, what you will see is just the name of the student and who it is, who are they thinking, not the, who is they're thinking about their committee. So the idea is like this day, the person that you said that is going to be in your committee, they actually have to approve this. And this goes to Tina, and it goes to Galen, and it goes to the different professors. And two of the professors will be within the landscape architecture and urban planning. And one other professor, then it will be just like someone from outside. So each person has to go and click, and this is kind of like why it's important to have this done before November 12th, because sometimes it takes a little bit for people to approve. And also the way it works is that your advisor has to approve first. So make sure that also your advisor is on the loop on like who are you inviting for the to be in your committee. And then this person in the committee, they cannot approve until they approve. So everybody has to approve. And that's why it's important to do this on time. I'm going to stop a little bit just here to see if there's any questions about this, about doing this specifically. I don't know if Tina, you have anything to add about that process in particular.
No, you covered it all. You have to have 48 hours on your degree plan, at least 48 hours. So you would plan for courses that you've already taken and courses you plan to take even next semester. If those change, we can change your degree plan, but go ahead and get it submitted.
Yeah. And also, like, if anything changes, you have to do it through that system. So there has been, for example, if something happens to, let's say, a faculty member, all of a sudden they get sick or the spouse gets sick, they cannot serve, you can always make changes there. And again, it's like you're planning to take these classes, but if anything happened, you could always revise it. Is there any questions about this? No. Okay. So I'm gonna then go. There's like just a sheet that I have been using just to kind of like keep track of like what people said that are their sorry, I'm like trying to share this, but so it's like in that sheet, I have been keeping track of like who have you or what is your topic, right? It's kind of like your emphasis area. I know that many of you might not have like abstracts, but later on we want abstracts in order for us to like promote what you're doing and invite people to come to these presentations that you will be giving. And also it's important that here, even if, you know, again, this is kind of like more informal information, but it's important that you put the emails of the proposed members. And because later on I will be contacting them and doing telling them, you know, which days we will have these presentations. And obviously it doesn't have to be that you do it like when we choose to do it. You can always coordinate this on your own. But it worked out pretty well, just so everybody is on the same boat. And for the faculty members, just kind of have an idea of like saving the dates like way in advance. So that's kind of like why it's important to put here the emails also of all the proposed there's 3 columns, right? So, or 4 columns. So it's like the whoever is a chair and then co-chair, external committee member, and the emails of all of them. So we can later on um, after we are settled with this part, we can make those like invitations to them to see when they're available and communicate with them. So if this is like a list in this like link that is here that says propose external committee members, I mean, you put whatever you propose, and I should see that many of you have chosen this. But it's important when you have a graduate someone that you propose that they are listed here. So you can search people by name, last name, and department. But there's some people that might be teaching you that might not be here. Just maybe as an example, and I don't know if it would be like Alexander that might be teaching research methods, but he's not like a full-time faculty, so it might not be here. So you have to make sure again that people are listed here as they could be your advisor. The other thing that Tina gave me was a list of people that are, or the usual suspects of people that we ask to be in the committee. And this is because our faculty have relationships with them. They know us. You're more likely to be successful of like asking to someone to serve in your committee if they are familiar with our department, what we do, or some of your the faculty members again that might be your advisor or co-chair. And then Windia was like put here this in a nice manner, just kind of showing more information about them. But of course, you can use that other list that that was there as well and look on your own. I have shared this like before with you all. So I wanted to just stop a second and see if people do have questions about that external faculty member. There's no questions? Okay. All right. The other thing I wanted to share, as I mentioned last year, we selected a couple days to have an event, and then there's this like, again, like I was looking at the calendar, and this needs to be done. Like there's just need to submit in Howdy information about saying that you completed your defense, and this for this next year, that is on the 18th, March 18th, which is earlier, it seems to me, that the previous year. Part of it is like it's right after spring break. So spring break is gonna be in March 10th. What does that mean? That means that if you want to graduate, not in the summer, but graduate in the fall, you probably need to
Spring.
in the spring, sorry. You need to get that done earlier. So these are the tentative days that I thought to have these defenses. So March 6th, last time we did it on Thursday and also Friday. And then we have several rooms that people did their presentations. So based on that calendar, these are the dates that I'm thinking, March 6th and 7th. So the idea would be to very early on save those days with the faculty members, so they can be there, and then schedule them at a time that they can, and the earlier the better. And then last time, again, Tina reserved for us 2 rooms, and there's not like these were like you could choose between having a public defense or a private defense. Last year we had a lot of students that chose to have a private defense. And part of what I heard later is that they thought that a lot more people were going to show up, and but really it was a lot of the students from the first year and other faculty as well, and some people, their parents or friends show up, and we had some cookies and some snacks. So it's kind of like it's a public presentation, but it's not a scary public presentation. And the students, I present for 20 minutes, and then they have their committee there. They could also join via Zoom as well. And then so that's how it went last year. Is there like any questions about that?
Yeah, so what if you want to graduate this fall?
If you want to graduate this fall?
Yes.
So there's the calendar for the fall. There's a link. If you already did is it the petition, right, for your degree program? So that was like August 30th. And then for the last day, it's October 21st. You need to defend, or not defend, just
Hey, for
okay.
spring,
It's November 4th. No, she's asking for the fall.
I know, but for spring, the last day to defend is April the 1st. You have to have your
Right.
request for your request for final exam in by the March 18th deadline.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
And
maybe
that's through ARCS, which is in Howdy. It's a little tab in Howdy, but that's the last day that you can submit You're supposed to have your request for final exam in 10 days prior to presenting your professional paper. Okay. So the very last day that you could present your professional paper in the spring would be April 1st. You would have to have the request for final exam into the grad school by March 18th if you were going to defend on April 1st. Okay.
Right. So then for the spring, that really means that it would be just like last year, it could be the 20th or the 21st, or maybe the 20th or the 21st, because the thing is this, that you also need to have everything finished. So if your faculty member says you still need to do changes, and that takes a week, you need to submit it by April 1st. So that's like the other thing to consider. But we could do it like last year, which was like the 22nd, March 22nd. So you have the spring break to do that and prepare, and then just do the defense. So really, we are looking then 21st with really 1 week to get it done if you need to make changes.
Yeah,
Which,
and Gwen, for the fall, Gwen, if you want to try and graduate this fall, you have to present your professional paper by November 1st and have your final exam request in ARCS by October 21st, or 10 days prior to presenting.
and when that's the link, the last link that I put there. So it's like for fall 2024.
Okay. Got it.
Right. Are there any questions about this? And then just to repeat, like if you go to the graduate college deadlines, they list there all their deadlines, right? So even when you apply for graduation, you need to make sure, oh, sorry, I don't want to share this. Yeah, you can go to that link, the last one that I posted. So this is like for all the deadlines. So you were just talking here about the professional paper, but there's other deadlines that you have to apply for graduation, and things like that. So you need to look at that link. Are there any questions about that? The last thing really I wanted to share, it was just some examples, and they're here, of the professional papers. And these ones are some that previous students have shared with us. And the faculty also said, oh yeah, I have this, these are, you know, these are good examples. So it's kind of like a shorter kind of list. And so you can see how they're done. You will see that they're different. And it really depends on what you're doing. But there's some, again, examples that you can take a look at, discuss with your advisor. So Yahao has a question. It says, I am submitting a loan form for changes. Is October 21 the deadline for these? So it's just like he's changing who is in the committee, right? Is that correct? and you already submitted it, but as I saw that you're still waiting for your advisor to approve that. Is that what you're talking about? Because I saw that you resubmitted it again.
When are you trying to graduate?
This one is like for the spring.
Oh, no, there's no deadline. You can do it. You can make changes to your degree plan up until you submit your request for final exam. Once you submit the request for final exam, you can't make any changes to your degree plan.
Does that clarify, yeah, how? Okay, great. So anyone else has questions? So I might go then to just this like deadlines again, just to, because I know this is probably the most important things, thinking about the deadlines. And I posted, a link for these, but we have there what you should be paying attention to. So this is like November 12th is the last day to then do your degree plan. And then December 16 is the first day to apply for degrees to be awarded. And then obviously you have the normal deadlines. I register for classes. Then there's some things that really don't apply to you, but you have to have your like if you're changing anything, as like Tina said, it might be up to when you graduate. So if you're not taking classes, you change classes that you already put this semester, you can do that a little bit later. But if there's like changes, what I have here is like February 14th. I don't know if like Tina, there's some of these other deadlines that might be super important. To me, it would be like, as I said, as we mentioned before, the March 18th is like the day that you said, I will do the defense on this particular day. And obviously, if we chose the days together, basically what you do is everybody submits, you will have your time and your date, and then you will do these 10 days before. You have to do it on your own. We cannot do that for you. So you have to go to ARCS and do that. But given that we will have the dates in advance, it should be like no problem to do this. And then, as mentioned before, the April 1st is the final days to take the examination. If we keep on the schedule for last year, then it will be on the 20th and 21st. I think that those are like Thursday and Friday, right after the spring break, which is from 10 to the 15th of March. And then our April 29 is very important because it's when you apply for graduation. So I don't know if there's any questions about the dates. Okay, so I assume that there's no more questions. I mean, that's all I had for you guys. Well, if you have any other questions before November 12th, let us know then. Thank you. And just keep enjoying the fall break. I imagine that you already, there's no homework until a little bit. All right, yes, or at least no classes, right? Okay, well, thank you all. Then and maybe I'll see some of you at downtown Bryan. Yes, see you there. Bye bye.